Clear brain fog in minutes is a video I'm going to create now about a situation that happened the other day where I was trying to talk into AI about some details about a book and project I'm working on, and I couldn't do it because the night before I had some food that I reacted to, and my whole brain felt like I just couldn't think or talk rapidly, or I was like talking like in slow motion. Anyway, my name is Maury Brooks, and I have been a energy medicine practitioner for many years. I studied Qigong energy medicine back in the year 2000. And so anyway, the other day when I was trying to talk to AI, my friend Claude, I said, wait a second, let me try something. And I came up on deck of my sailboat where I'm sitting and talking right now. And here, you can see. And I went and I was just standing and with my feet parallel, shoulder width apart, and just kind of observing my body. And I noticed that right around this area, around the Adam's apple on up, I felt like it was all a big dense cloud. It was stuck. Down below, my body felt great. And so what I told Claude, listen, let's do a little experiment. And what I did is I dropped my head forward, and very slowly I started to do a Qigong exercise, which is part of my Shen Qi Dao system that I practice and have taught on and off over the years. And what happens is, as you do this, I observe the feeling that went on as like this part where I'm compressing into goes around as it moves. And then after doing this about 5-10 times, let's say 10, I started to make the rotation smaller. And as I did this, I went smaller and smaller. And eventually, after maybe about 36 times, I was at a point where I was moving inside a very imperceptible movement to someone who was not knowing what I was doing. And what that does is it helps open up all the pathways above and below to start reconnecting the body. There's actually a channel that goes around the body. And so when I got to that midpoint, I stopped and I just observed it probably for about a minute or two, and I still sensed that vibration, that coil still happening. And then from that point, I started to do the opposite. From the inside working out, very slowly, I worked and rotated to create an opening, an outer flow from this core out. And after I did this about 36 times, I'll speed it up right now just to show you. And then I came to a stop and just observed. And what I noticed is that what had been this dense muck, kind of like the water here, you can't see very far into it. Sometimes there's lots of fish around and stuff, and I can only see the first few inches. Other days it's more clear and I can see down maybe 2-3 feet. I saw some catfish down there yesterday. But anyway, what happened is it opened up this channel and also supported other up and down channels, or that came through my arm and up to the head to open and start to flow. And so this denseness in here that was like a big ball suddenly became a small ball. And instead of being really dense, it was kind of like, yeah, I could start to see through that little ball. And on the outer ball, it was maybe went from a 10 of density to about a 2, whereas the inner one went from a 10 to a maybe about a 4 or 5, let's say a 5. And I was then able to resume talking at a much more flowing pace, but not quite the pace I wanted yet. So I then went and did another exercise, which I'll teach you in another video, which it was a liver exercise. And what that did is it kind of got the liver working to help purge the flow of, well, liver energy I talk about. In Western we may say the bile or something like that, but it got the flow of energy going from my liver up through the head. And what was, a 5 and a 3 before was down to about a 2 and a 1. 1 is when it's gone. So the outer layer was clear. The inner still had a little bit of denseness to it. But at that point, I was able to resume talking and have full connection with Claude. So anyway, my name's Maury Brooks. I took my website down the other day because I'm going to redo it and do some other things. But I invite you to click below, follow me, and I'll be sharing a lot more about allergies, my particular relation to them, and my experiences in working with them over the years. I'm not a doctor. I'm simply a practitioner of the medical Qigong. And I'll explain that in another video too. And I have a lot to share. I've written a book, which I'm also redoing. It was called Experience Miracles, but the next version will be something very, very different, a lot more interesting. And what I'll do is just keep sharing. Anyway, take care, be love, and we'll talk to you another time.